Crystal.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Welcome to our back yard.
Since you won't be coming until the fall and most of the garden will be kaput by then, we thought we'd show you around while things are still in flower. Hope you don't think that's too corny. We're just budding movie stars, Bruce and I. Think this thing is picking up my voice? Come on over here, Bruce.
Sure.
We'll start over here, and hopefully the sound works because it's a terribly windy day and we didn't anticipate this. So this corner, we're a little overrun with black-eyed Susans this year, but I mean, you're gardeners, so you guys understand that. So we have our amaranthus that came up from seed, black-eyed Susan. The delphinium, this is our second flowering of delphinium. Earlier this season we had 4 or 5 stalks, so it's done well. The morning glories are looking a little bit beat up, but it is what it is. Over here we have what we call wave plants. We don't really know what these are, but we call them wave plants because when the wind blows it looks like the leaves are waving at you. So that's what we go with. But they're probably a weed of some kind, but we just don't know. Yeah. Love the close-up.
My barbecue.
And we around the pool we have our big pots where we always grow the canna lilies and then whatever else at the bottom. Again, pretty wind whipped. Over here we've got more wave plants. Our castor bean, which are our pride and joy. We love these because nobody else has them. Right now they're just about 8 feet high, but we've had them as high as 11 feet in past years, so they're pretty cool. Unfortunately, the phlox is just about done. The pink bee balm is done.
Oh, there you go.
Whoop! Bruce found a flower! A couple of pink bee balm flowers. The clematis, in the early summer, this thing flowered profusely. Sadly, it's had the biscuit now, but it'll come back bold and beautiful next year. We've got some things in pots here because I can't throw anything away. So if I find something and we want it out of the garden, it gets dug up and it gets put in a pot. Hopefully somebody will take it. These are some crazy wild beans we grow. We don't eat them. We just grow them and then use the seeds for next year. What we like about these is they get covered in red flowers and the hummingbirds love them. Over here is my baby pine tree. One of my baby pine trees. That's Mom over there. That big pine tree is where the seed came from. My caladium, which I love. Apparently you can winter that. I've yet to be successful doing that, so every year I have to buy a new one. All along here, again, all the hostas that I dig up but then I can't part with. So they go in pots and I keep them. Beyond this garden is the orchard where they're growing soybeans, so that's the view we get. Sun won't affect that. Chestnut tree's almost dead for the season, sadly. You can tell by the ornamental grass how windy it is. If our metal flower wasn't tied to the fence, it would be laying on its face right at the moment. Bruce's vegetable garden looking a little worse for wear because it's the end of the season. His tomatoes are coming, his beans are done. Lots of cherry tomatoes. Cucumbers are almost done, but I mean, it is what it is. Again, more plants I can't part with. And more black-eyed Susan and Gloriosa daisies. But this year they just went berserk. We've never had this many before, and we won't have this many next year because we'll try to dig some of them up, put them in pots and give them away. A love lie's bleeding. from seed. We've got more of those. Another little castor bean. We wanted him to get tall so he would block the sun from going in, but we planted him too late. So that's not happening. Whoa. We're gonna go front too. Here's more of the Love Lies bleeding. These things will get tassels that'll be like 2 feet long. So they're gonna look pretty cool. After everything else is gone, those guys will still be there. So when you guys come in October, those might actually still be here. But everything else, the Leotris is kaput. The Angelonia will be done by then, but it's just an annual. But we get a lot of color in here, but being late in the summer, it's almost gone. Whoop. There's my shamrocks. Again, the best part of the shamrocks, nobody else has them. And in here's with my garden angel are more shamrocks. That's the only one we have with the white flowers. The rest are all these green and purple ones. And my forest. Need a tree? Hanging baskets are still hanging in pretty good, but this wind is doing a number on them. Oh, fuzz. The geranium fell over. Now you know my trick. They're in pots. Nobody knows they're in pots, but that way when you water them, the water goes right to them and not all over the garden. So more Love Lies bleeding. Again, because they come up from seed and I can't just throw them, I have to pot everything. We had a total of 130 pots this year, but I've given some stuff away, so I'm down to 121. And they'll know that's not crazy. And all the impatiens are in pots too. And of course, more black-eyed Susan. Black-eyed Susans. Actually, these ones are Gloriosa daisies, but they all look the same. Only the educated gardener would know the difference, of which the three of us are. Meaning you, Shelley, Crystal, and me. Not Bruce, Mitchell, and me. Although the soybean might be picked by October. And Bruce's raspberries. Look at that. Woohoo! Uh-oh. We haven't had much of a yield, but I got a few. Oh, there's lots of weeds in there. Did you break something? Oh look! More Black-eyed Susan!